Hold on just a second. Are you telling me there's a chance there is a pulse down there at the Carlton Football Club after the sacking of Michael Voss and putting Josh Fraser as the interim coach? They have gone ahead and won 3 in a row off the back of a hero performance and goal to seal the victory over the Cats by Patrick Cripps. All that and more as we review the round so far. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Up the Guts podcast. Joining you as always is your host, Trent Yolton. Some of you might know me as Tricky, and yes, this is the round so far. In round 12, all the reviews of the games all the way up to Sunday. I'm recording this at Sunday morning right now. With the later start of the game, we'll get this out before the Sunday game kicks off, being a 3:15 p.m. start, and the bye week being into play is not ideal. We talk about the bye as another reason, but we're into the round so far. So if you're watching this on YouTube, guys, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're just one off that 400 subscriber. So make sure you hit that, turn the notification bell on so you're notified whenever we upload as well, and leave a like and comment as well. If you listen to this via Spotify, Apple Podcasts, make sure to leave a like and comment on this episode. Hit that follow button, turn on the notification bell, and share this off to a mate who you think might enjoy it. And please remember to leave a 5-star rating on the show, as that does help push the show out there. But for now, let's get into the round so far. It's Thursday night. We kicked it off at Marvel Stadium between the Saints and the Hawks. And St Kilda, what the hell was that? That was absolutely disgusting in the first half, not even registering a goal, just registering, I think it was 5 points. We had to wait till the third quarter until they kicked their first goal. Hawks made light work of them, beating them by 52 points, 9-13-67, defeated by 18-11, 119. And they had to throw the magnets around and throw Jack Silvani from defence to the forward line. And he was the only real live wire for the Saints, really, in that, at least in that forward half. He kicked 3 second half goals. Koning also kicked the 2. As for the Hawks, welcomed him back in, and he just picked up where he left off. Jack Gunston registered 5 goals. Then they put him on ice in the last quarter, and they said, you know what? You did it last week, Blake. So Blake Hardwick, go forward and do it again. He registered 4 last quarter goals. What a trump card that is in Sam Mitchell's disposal. The fact that you know you can trust Blake Hardwick to go and lock down and be that quality defender down in the back line. But then if you need a goals or you need a rest Gunston goes down an injury, he can go to the forward half and just be as damaging. What a card that is to have. Lewis kicked the 3. Watson and Scholl also popped up for 2. Sinclair battled hard, mixing his time between the midfield and the half-back. But more at half-back, though. 33 disposals, going at 85% efficiency. 8 rebound 50s, 9 score rolls, 830 metres gain. Brad Hill did what Brad Hill does, just runs hard off that wing. 30 disposals, 7 score rolls, and 560 metres gain. I thought Max Hall was really good, and he's had a really good month since they started playing him in the midfield. 26 disposals, 11 score rolls, and 5 clearances. While Darcy Wilson, whose contract is up in the air, a couple of clubs going at him, North Melbourne being one of them. I think Carlton's another one. 25 and a goal. Sicily got the best on ground on his there. I can't remember what the medal is called, but he was enormous after that back line. The 2025 Sicily to the 2026 Sicily is such a huge difference. And this is a Sicily. This is why we were so hard on the Sicily in 2025, because we know this is the type of performances he can put in. 33, but this is even to the next level of that performance, because this is extreme. 33 disposals at 85% efficiency, 8 rebound 50s, 9 score involvements, 800 and 830 metres gain. While Bradley Hill, I read out, do you know what I just did there? I read out Sinclair's stats, so let me go again. 33 at 82% efficiency, 13 intercepts, 10 marks, 9 rebound 50s, and 600 metres gain. What a game it was by Sicily there, holding up that back half. McKenzie starting to find his feet for that midfield for the Hawks, 29 disposals and 6 tackles. D'Ambrosio ran off that wing, 28 and 587 metres gain. Connor McDonald's continuing his good season, playing a bit more midfield time as well as that half-forward role. 26, a goal, 2 goal assists, and 8 score runs. Well, Newcomb again just did what he does best. All the grunt work impacted the scores as well. 25, 7 clearances, 7 score involvements, and 7 tackles. We mentioned that what a poor start it was by the Saints, but they did fight back after, as we mentioned, throwing Silvani forward. They did kick 6 goals in the third to the Hawks' 5, but the damage was already done, and that was all there to be done there. And we thought they might be giving them a slight chance, but then the Hawks came in and just said, no. Kicked 5 last quarter goals to come home, 4 of them going to Blake Hardwick, as we mentioned. A negative thing for the Saints as well. New recruit this season, Sam Flanders, coming across from the Gold Coast Sun, started to find his feet down there at a half-back. has gone down with an Achilles injury, so we don't know the extent to that as of yet, but it doesn't look good because he was really starting to find his feet down there at halfback. Yes, he came across as a midfielder, but Ross has seen his best move at halfback, and I think that's been his best spot, especially with Nass not there playing that halfback role, so he'll be out for an extended time. And, of course, it was the welcome back of their, some would call it, Hawks might call it their midfield saviour of some sorts. He is a really good player, and it was great to see him back out there. Will Day, and had an impact just rotating him off the bench too. 18 disposals and 5 clearances on his return. To expect his time on ground to go up, and fingers crossed he doesn't go down because he's such a pivotal part. And we've seen, might have been in a preseason game last year or round 1, what he can do when he goes forward too. I think he had 24-4 one game or 24-3. Last year, so we know what sort of impact he has, Will Day. But that was the Hawks just absolutely dominating the Saints at their home deck at Marvel. Then we got off to Friday, and the upset of the round were the Cats robbed with the Ollie Dempsey goal. Why wasn't, I get it, the R can't go back now after round 7 and call it back. That rule was changed round 7. They can't interrupt. Once the ball's back into play, they just let the go again. Look, I don't mind that. But this one should have been seen very, very clearly that Dempsey got a foot to it. Yes, it was in the first quarter, but if this goal is allowed and it's not a point, the Cats get up by 1 point. So, yes, it does have a significant impact on this. But let's not take away from Carlton. Started off shocking. They were shithouse in that first quarter. Let's not beat around the bush. Cats looked like they were just going to run amok all over them. Then the second quarter, from the second quarter onwards, we saw a different Carlton. We saw a Carlton that matched it in the contested footy, plied the forward half pressure and moved the ball freely. That's the difference we are seeing with the Carlton Football Club under Josh Fraser. They are moving the ball more freely and taking chances off that half-back line, biting off that inside kick, whereas it's like they were scared to do it under Voss. Was it Voss scared to implement that, or was Voss encouraging that, but players were scared to do it because if they didn't execute it, they were just going to get their head ripped off by Voss. It's interesting to see how quickly players can change with the same players there, but just a different voice. But do not write off the win here as I said, by the Blues, because what a victory it is to pick up here. And that's 3 in a row for them now. As I mentioned, 12-16, 88, defeated 12-12, 84. Haywood's been in some really good form the last 3 weeks too. 3 goals to him. Flynn Young, 2 second quarter goals was huge. Kemp 2 as well. As for the Cats, Cameron kicked 4. Jack Henry playing more as a forward now, kicked 2. I'd like to see how long that stays on for because I really do like Jack Henry in that defence, intercepting as well, although Connor O'Sullivan was doing a really good job down there in the defence. I do like Jack Henry as that defender. Let me know in the comments what you think of that one because I think he's so valuable down there. And I'm starting to think maybe they're a bit too tall if they start playing Jack Henry down there because they've already got Cameron, they've got Neil, they've got Ollie Henry, who's like a hybrid tall. He's probably about that 6'3" mark. 6'2", then they've got Jack Henry there, and then Dangerfield plays tall. He's a marking option, but also can get it done at stoppages. So are they too tall with Jack Henry playing in there, and does he need to go back? I'd love to see how long this stays him for. Ollie Henry also kicked 2. Dempsey kicked 2. Should have been 3, but we won't go over that too much longer. But the man of the hour was Patty Cripps. The last person that I thought would take a hanger over the top of Jeremy Cameron inside forward 50 would have been Patrick Cripps. The thing about Patty Cripps, it's been his knock on him. He's got the height, but he hasn't ever been a really good contested one-on-one mark. That's been his knock, so that's why they haven't been able to play him forward. The last few weeks, he's starting to kick goals, and I'm really liking that. I reckon he's definitely honed in on his forward craft, especially his marking ability, because there's no reason why he can't go down there and rest as a third tall. He's 190, 195, I want to say. 195, 196. There's no reason why he can't rest down there, but they just haven't had the faith to him to be able to play that third tall. This was the moment, and he cashed in what he put, as he has for so many years, put Carlton on his back and just said, come with me, boys. Kicked the match-winning goal, but also had 30 disposals and 8 clearances to go along with it. I'm really loving Sam Walsh playing consistent footy now. Fingers crossed, touch wood, that his body can stay right because you can see the impact he has through that midfield, inside and outside. That's the bonus you get with Sam Walsh. 30 disposals, 7 tackles, 7 clearances, and 7 score onwards. Now with Michael Voss not there as well, Josh Fraser, and he said, stuff this, Jagger Smith, you are not a half forward, you're a pure midfielder, and you're going to play majority of your time through a in the midfield, and that's what his best position is, and his work wonders. He was, again, prolific through that middle, 27 and 6 clearances. And Ainsworth had 25, just knows how to get under defender's skin. He was good. Bailey Smith did it all he could, really. 35 disposals, 9 inside 50, 7 tackles, 2 goal assists, 7 score rolls, 723 metres gained. But the problem was no one went with him. Max Holmes did have 25 and 6 clearances, but 35 to 25. And then other than that, I think their next best was 21 disposals. So no one went with him, whereas Carlton, Cripps, Walsh 30 each, Jacket Smith 27, and then Ainsworth 25. That was the difference in the game. No one went in. They were hungrier for the ball, and they hats off to the Carlton. That is a great win to get it, because where does that push them up on the live ladder now? Let's have a look. The live ladder, the Blues shoot up to 14th spot. Never say never with this one. Wildcard could be on the cards for the Blues. But let's get into the Saturday games, starting off with a game we won't touch too much on with Sydney and Richmond. All right, the Saturday games, and the reason we won't spend too much time on this one is because Sydney Swans did dismantle a young, injury-riddled Richmond, like we expected, but this was extreme, 140 points. 114, 25-20, 117, defeated 8-8, 56. Curnow cashed in and kicked 8, while Warner and Heaney ran amok through the midfield. Warner, 32, 3 goals, 8 inside 50s, 15 score moments, 5 clearances, and 811 metres gained. Heaney, 32 disposals, 5 goals. That's the front half pressure and ability he can have, impact, is the word I'm looking for, he can have on a game. 32, 5 goals, 2 goal assists, 13 score involvements, 7 tackles, and 5 clearances. So they were the main ones there. Sheldrick also had 30, and Blakey had 28 as well. And I thought McCartan was so good. Whenever Richmond did go forward, he was just putting them at this, putting a full stop on that, intercepting everything, 26 disposals at 92% efficiency, 13 marks and 10 intercepts. The only ones who went out were the veterans of the Tigers, 25 for Hopper and 24 for Taranto. The only other one that I'll touch on this game, because we'll get a quick switch over to the next game straight away, because there's not much to talk about it, was they decided to rest Brodie Grundy in this game to give him a well-deserved rest after what a start to the season. Probably is the pick, I reckon, should be the number one pick for the All-Australian ruckman at the moment. Peter Laddams has had some, been really good in the VFL, strong VFL performances, 39 disposals, might have been last week or the week before, and picked up that VFL performance and was strong in the AFL as well. 28 hit-outs, 24 disposals, 9 clearances, and a goal. So it'll be interesting to see how they work that one. Can they work the two of them together, even though Hayden McLean's in the side as well? I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But let's get over to Brisbane and Freo at the Gabba. Now, Brisbane, you've let me down here. I thought, in my tipping, I went the Lions because I thought, 1, it's at the Gabba. 2, they need to respond somehow, sometime soon and in a big way. And 3, what a moment it is to respond, beating an informed Freo, 10 wins in a row at home, and saying, hey guys, we're the back-to-back premiers. We're still here and we're still ready to make an impact on this competition. But boy, was I wrong. 25 points they went down, and they trailed by as much as 51 points at one stage before some last quarter goals when the game was over by the Brisbane Lions. 10-18, 78, defeated by 15-13, 103. And it was the tools for the Fremantle Dockers who just full control of the game. Amos, Voss, 4 each, and Tracy 3 as well. So 11 goals between them was a big reason on why they had control of this game, the Dockers. Charlie Cameron, Will Ashcroft all kicked 2 apiece for the Lions. Bailey tried hard, 30, a goal, 10 inside 50s, 8 score runs, 6 clearances, and 591 metres gained. Still contract in the air. Interesting watch on that one. And also, where we at? Wilmot, I think he's been really good too. 26, 92% efficiency and 12 marks with no Zorko down there. And Kitty Coleman now going down, adding to already the injury list of, we mentioned Zorko caught, and he's had another hiccup in that one. It just added another 6 weeks to that one. Leicester's got a calf. McCarthy's got a hamstring. Jackson Payne's got a knee. Oscar Allen's got a foot. Eric Hipwood's got a knee. So the injury list keeps piling up, and it's just some really key players down there, and we can add Kitty Coleman to that one now. So Darcy Wilmot's on his own there because Fletcher is in I was going to say shocking form. That's a bit harsh. He's in poor form, I would say. If Fletcher was in his form from 2025, he could be all right to partner up with Darcy Wilmot, but the fact is he's just not the same just for Fletcher this season, unfortunately. Brayshaw had 24, 2 goal assists, 7 score runs, and 6 tackles, while Clark off that half back line had 24, going at 82% efficiency and 662 metres gained. But Freo show they are the real deal. And if you had any question on their premiership credentials, then we'll just go out and defeat the reigning back-to-back premiers at their home deck and show you why and make it 11 wins in a row. They are the real deal. With Jackson through the middle, Bolton had another 8 clearances. Murphy Reed only had 20, but still kicked a goal. So not even massive numbers, but still having an impact. And a tactic they went with, they sent Matt Johnson to Lachie Neale, and he did this successfully. While Lachie Neale did manage to get 23 disposals and 8 clearances, 8 of those came in the last quarter. So at three-quarter time, you were sitting there going, well done, Matt Johnson. Kept him to, 15 disposals. But Lachie Neale did have a big last quarter. And then Johnson himself had 20 disposals, going at 85% efficiency, a goal, and had 6 clearances. So what does this mean for the Brisbane Lions? David King did highlight especially their stars, refusing to run both ways and work as a team they run hard to attack, but they're refusing to defend, and it's really having an impact on this one. I'm not ready to put a line for the Brisbane Lions at all, but it's getting worrying. It's getting a worrying time. How far can they slip out? They need who have they got next week? Or have they got the bye? Let's have a look. What have they got next week? As we load this up now, round 13, they have. They got Gold Coast at People First. Now, I said this would have been a statement game for 11 wins in a row. But this one's even a bigger statement game against Gold Coast to knock off the babies of your state and say, we're still the big boys here at their home deck in the, what do they call it? In the Q Clash. This is a game they need to win to get themselves back on it and show we are still not here to be stuffed around. We know Gold Coast at their best are really good, but they're also struggling. That's going to be a match to watch next week. But for now, Brisbane Lions, they are really, really struggling. Now let's get into potentially between them and Carlton Geelong, the match of the round. What a game it was between the Bulldogs and the Pies. And the Pies didn't go down without a fight. But welcome. If you didn't know him already, now you do. Michael Selwood, take a bow. What an intercept mark that was with 47 seconds on the clock as Cameron put that kick inside the forward line. Leo Barry-esque that was. If you didn't know Michael Selwood now you do. Save the game for the Western Bulldogs there for a chance for Collingwood to put through the winning goal. He was that was such a big moment. But what a game in the end. 14-13, 97. The Bulldogs defeated the Pies 13-13. I've got 90. Did they go ahead and kick a point late? Did they? I've defeated 13-15, 93. Sorry. So by the 4 points, I don't know why I've got 95 there. But what a game this was. And a player that I've loved to highlight is Will Lewis. He kicked the 3 goals and really got under the skin of Billy Franz and Jeremy Howe at stages. But Will Lewis, I just want to get up his age because he's a great story. So he's 27 years of age, was battled hard through the VFL, was playing in the Footscray VFL side last year. Then was rewarded with a contract. His own last year was playing in only just his 8th game. He's come ahead and had 3 goals, 10 disposals, and 7 score bombers, and that forward pressure didn't go unnoticed. What a find it was, Western Bulldogs to give a Footscray player a lifeline, give him the opportunity, and he's paid them back at full will. I think he's been really good so far this season. Will Lewis. Richards also had 2 and had a huge last quarter, was a big reason why they were able to hang on with 12 disposals in that last quarter. McNeil and English also kicked 2 each. Membry was good for the Pies in his return game. Took some really good marks, 3 goals. Lachie Schultz is just a player who works so hard. You can't not hate him, in my opinion. He's that workhorse. He kicked 2, while Anderson kicked 2 as well. Kennedy was the leading disposal getter for the Dogs with 29, 7 score on. Sanders really finding his feet. 28 disposal at 86% efficiency, 7 inside 50s, 3 goal assists, and 8 score moments. And Dale just does what Dale does off that half-back line. 27 at 85%, 9 score moments, and 7 intercepts. Nick Dacos had 37 to go along with a goal and 5 clearances, and what a goal that was in the first quarter. Pendlebury just picked up where he doesn't slow down, does he? 33, 3 goal assists, 8 score runs, and 6 clearance. De Goey is in some ripping form the last 2 weeks. If they were going to win this game, it was off the back of Jordan De Goey. Absolutely huge was De Goey. 30 disposals, a goal, 5 direct goal assists, 19 score runs, 10 marks, and 9 inside 50s. This is the De Goey that we've all been thinking that he could get to, and the only knock that we can have on his performance in this game was the fact that he kicked 1 goal 3. But one of his efforts in the last quarter when he shrugged off about 3 or 4 tackles, worked so hard, then got the handball out. I can't remember who he got the handball out to, but then set up that goal was absolutely enormous. And 19 score runs from 30 disposals is absolutely crazy. But in the end, it was just the Bulldogs who were far too good for the Pies, and one of those reasons was through the clearances, and that was in the centre clearance. They dominated. Excuse me. They dominated the centre clearances, in particular 19 and 10. Bontempelli had 9 clearances, and that's a factor that the Pies have struggled with all year. I think they're even ranked 18th for it, so it's a really big problem. That's why I'm somewhat surprised they let go of a Tom Mitchell last year. I know they're in the Butters. Race, but how do they? I just can't put my head around what it is. Do they need to start? Start bringing in some younger players and just go, okay, you're our guys. Do they need to put Josh Dacos in the middle? But he's so good at halfback. I don't know what the answer is, and it's a really troubling sign for the Magpies. And that's a reason why potentially they could miss out on a wildcard weekend in that one. But hats off to the Bulldogs. What a game. And Michael Selwood, take a bow. That's going to wrap up the review of the round so far of round 12. Thank you guys for listening and watching along. If you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure to leave a like and comment. Hit that subscribe button. 1 off 400 subscribers, so please get us to 400. Hit that notification bell so you're notified whenever we upload as well. If you're listening to this via Spotify or Apple Podcasts, please make sure to leave a like and comment on this episode. Hit that follow button. Turn notification bell on as well so you're notified whenever we upload. Share this off to a mate. And please, guys, remember to leave a 5-star rating on the show, as it does help push the show out there to newer listeners. If you want to see all the clips from this show and me talk absolute dribble about footy, make sure you're following our socials, Instagram and TikTok at @UpTheGuts_. Also on Facebook, just search up the Guts and we'll be the first one at the top of the search bar. Thank you guys for listening and watching along. And until next time, I'll see you guys then.